We start with a story about wind, a couple stories about wind. Actually, they're all about wind. Authorities in Pennsylvania had to rescue a man from the Gettysburg National Military Park. If you've been to that battleground, you know Barlow volunteer firefighter said the unnamed man is lucky to be alive after they had to cut him out of a porta-john.
Oh, heck.
On the grounds. High winds had knocked down at least one tree, and it landed on the man's car. However, when first responders showed up to extract the guy from his vehicle, there was only one problem. He wasn't in the vehicle. He was in the can.
Oh, no.
And then they realized the tree had landed on the porta-john, too, and that's where the poor guy was. They cut him out with chainsaws. He was taken to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. One firefighter said that large tree just missed him.
Dang.
Well, he's very lucky that he didn't get killed by the thing. Sometimes you think about that. I've had some large trees around my house. Not a porta-john, but large trees. And you just think, you never know. You hear all the time about how trees just all of a sudden fall. And this poor guy's in the john.
Sure.
And look what happened.
In the john. Well, apparently there were like 50-mile-an-hour winds in Pennsylvania on Friday. Same thing happened. This is in Massachusetts. I'm not exactly sure where Malden, Mass. is. But Nathaniel Rivera was in a vehicle in the passenger seat with 3 other people when a gas station sign weighing 1,000 pounds blew over in the high winds. It landed on their car. He got a concussion. 2 people had to go to the hospital. None of the injuries, again, considered serious. But, again, they said wind gusts were over 50.
Here we are once again.
In Massachusetts.
Well, Dave knows better than anybody. Those straight line winds.
Yeah, or even just high winds on a sunny day. I mean, you get,
from a
you
nor'easter.
get stuff to blow out of there, and you got to watch where you park or what you're doing on any kind of a windy day. I love the wind. It's my favorite weather.
Wow, how dark.
Wow.
The wind is your favorite thing to cover.
It is.
Not like a tornado, but just like a straight
No, just nice, beautiful winds on a sunny day that are powerful.
You like a powerful.
Blowing through the grasses?
Yes.
There's a guy, P1, who had a problem with a porta-john at one point. Go ahead, Sergey.
I was sitting in the porta-john on the job site doing my business. Apparently, at the couple of houses down where they were working, they didn't have one, and there was 2 at this job site. So while I was in there, a guy comes up with a forklift and puts the forks underneath the porta-john and lifts me up and starts hauling me down to the next job site. Sitting in there hollering and screaming, and he finally sets it down, and I mean, you talking about a bad case of the blue balls, I had them.
So you're screaming. Did he hear you and sit you down because he heard your screams?
Yeah, he set me down, and I cleaned up the best I could and come out of there. Oof. And I'm telling you, there was people out there rolling in the dirt and the mud. I'm sure they still think about that from time to time. That was about 7, 8 years ago.
Did you get a lot of the sloshing? Did you get some of the nastiness and the chemicals all over you?
Yeah, fortunately, it was early in the morning, and it just hadn't been cleaned out, so there wasn't a whole lot of Duke in there.
But the chemicals, that had to be terrible, too.
Yeah.
Did you get to go home and take a good shower?
Yeah, I did. I went home. I couldn't stand it.
You have to after something like that. Would you rather be in a porta-john that could get knocked down by winds or picked up by a forklift and swung around a little bit?
Pick a forklift.
You're going to get stuff on you either way. It just depends on how much stuff.
Lucky for him, not a lot of Duke. It was early in the morning.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with the Duke.
He told us that.
Duke or John.
Here's one for you, Biggie. Would you rather have your gas gauge on empty or your phone at 1%? I was reading some of these. This was a
gas gauge on empty would be horrible.
I agree. I thought you'd say phone at 1%.
No, I can keep going without my phone.
I agree. I'd rather have a low phone.
Yeah.
But some people are so glued, of course, to their phone that you don't want that. I saw these on Reddit. People coming at this like
Would you rather?
Would you rather, either or. Step on Legos or stub your toe?
Probably the Lego.
I think I go Legos.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've broken too many toes.
God, I haven't stubbed a toe. I used to do that, like running at the pool. Kristen was a lifeguard. If you run at the pool, you could stub your toe, and it is so painful.
It is so, and it sticks with you.
God, when I was a kid, I used to do them every once in a while. I haven't done one in a long time, but if you stub one, that really hurts.
Yeah, and sometimes it doesn't hurt right then, but you foresee
the
pain coming.
Oh, and later
in
it's
about
awful.
10 seconds.
It's awful. But the Legos, I don't think I've ever stepped on Legos. Maybe 1 or 2 when my kids were little.
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
But
that hurts.
That hurts, too.
But it's a lot more temporary.
Right.
Yeah.
The stubbing of the toe, that's another 3-4 days.
Your toe swells up, and that's painful.
Exactly. All right. Would you rather waste time or waste money?
Time.
No doubt.
All I do is waste time.
I know. I mean, man, that's it's not.
But as you get older, you see how much more valuable your time is.
That's true, too.
I've found that out. I don't know about you guys.
That's very well said. That's true.
You do.
Because, here I am almost halfway done with life.
Over
almost.
Half. Over half.
And you
well over half.
you start to think about
I mean, you're 2/3 done.
No.
You can see the tape.
No.
You're running right towards
You've
it.
rounded the clubhouse turn.
No.
The White Claw sign has dropped from the clock.
You're on the top of the stretch.
Yep.
No, sir. I've just recently had this argument. I recently had a milestone birthday. And a friend of mine said, I'm halfway done. He said, are you out of your mind? He just said just what you said.
That's right.
I said, no, sir. I'm going for 100, and that's where I may be at halftime. That's where I'm going with that. But you're right. The older you get, you think, man, that's been a long time ago.
I sit and think, especially when I'm waiting for something, you have to wait for a doctor's office, or you're doing something at a store, and you have to stand there and wait, and it's like, this is such a waste of time, and
that's right.
I find my time a lot more valuable. So
I think
I'll give you $20 to get out of line or whatever.
I see what you're saying there.
Okay, I can see that.
It's a good point. It was a waste time. Like if you're standing in line for an hour, I'd rather waste money than do that.
You always see those stats. How much time do you do? We don't, but waste in traffic.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
living in a big city.
Yeah,
it's like 30 hours a year.
Yeah, standing in line, stuff like that. Here's the last one. Would you rather, which is worse, loving someone but not getting to be with them, or not loving someone and having to be with them? Do you get that? You understand?
I feel like not loving someone and having to be with them would be way
Being
worse.
forced to be with them.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, that would be horrible. That'd be horrible. That's why it's good that I found a woman I love like a shark loves blood.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Chris Demm.